Thank you, Raymond.
Well, thank you.
Now we're going to go into closing thoughts, and we're taking them in reverse order. So Fred Thompson, Republican candidate for Congress, will give the first 2 minutes, and I will give you a half minute.
Well, thank you for this opportunity again to be here and talk to all of you. I really do want to go back to Washington, D.C. For me, this is a mission, not a career. I've had plenty of careers in my life, and if unemployment was like 3% or something, you wouldn't see me here. I have other things I can do. But because of that $16+ trillion of debt that's going to be placed on 78 million young people that are under 18 years old, we need to fix that problem, because one generation is supposed to hand it off to the next generation better than we got it. That's the way I was raised, and we're not doing it this time around. So we need to have people that are willing to go to the table, don't have any preconceived ideas, willing to talk to everybody, get everybody around that table and resolve these problems, because not one party or one person has the answers to all these problems. We need to get everybody around that table and resolve this thing, because this is America. We have an obligation. We have an obligation to take care of these things. I wear these 2 medals here from Vietnam to represent the 9 people that I put in body bags. I have an obligation to those families, as well as I have an obligation to all of you. So that's the reason that I'm running, and the reason I want to go back there to resolve these particular issues, so we can get America back on track, because we are headed to a cliff, and it's really a disgrace where this has been taken us. This just didn't happen the last 4 years. This has been going on for over 20 years, especially here in Oregon. We need to stop this thing, bring sanity back into this, into our politics. Realize that it's the people here that we need to represent, not these special interest groups that have a reason to do what they want to do because it's hurting the rest of us. Get back to the American family, take care of those people, make sure that our kids have a future. And our senior citizens can enjoy the sunset of their life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred. Two-minute closing thought, and I will give you a half minute.
Great. Well, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it very, very much. Interestingly enough, in the last 2 years, the most important thing people ask of me is just to work together. Please show you care about us. We don't know that much about all these policies, and the reason we elect you is to use your good judgment at the end of the day. But please at least work together. And I think that's something I've done very successfully. Not just in my veterinary practice, but in the state legislature, as a citizen legislator, I have a good reputation that way. And I'm walking that talk in Washington, D.C. As you know, I'm co-sponsoring a bill with Greg Walden, Peter DeFazio, to get people back to work in our forests. Make that forest healthier at the end of the day, working on a bipartisan initiative. My agriculture committee passed a bipartisan bill out of a very contentious committee with a lot of left-wing and right-wing folks here. We were able to come together bipartisanly and pass an ag bill out. Unfortunately, partisan leadership won't let it be heard on the floor, but it was good work in our committee, and I think that's an emblem of the type of folks that are there wanting to work together. And frankly, this fiscal cliff. I'm one of a group of folks, Republicans, Democrats, senators, and reps, that have worked hard across the aisle and across the chamber to draw attention to the problems we have in a bipartisan manner, respecting each other's opinion, willing to put our philosophies on hold and solve the problem. And I think that's what Oregonians do. That's what our state legislature did. That's what I did when I was in the legislature. And I think that's why you want to have me come back to Congress, so I can walk Oregonians' talk back in Washington, D.C. And I ask you for your vote.
Christine Lugo. I'm going opposite. Sorry about that. Closing thought, I will give you 2 minutes.
Thank you again for your time. I know that a lot of you probably won't vote for the Green Party, but I do appreciate you at least listening to some of what we stand for. We're a progressive party, so it doesn't. There aren't a lot of progressives in small towns, but I know it's still good to hear a variety of perspectives. I really care about being tolerant and about being compassionate, and really thinking about the future. I really feel like it's important that in our federal policies that we really need to start thinking about the future of our environment. And people get paid a living wage, that everyone has health insurance, that people get to go to good schools, and that we pay for that because we care for those things. Thank you.
Ready? 2 minutes, and I'll give you a half minute warning.
Okay, I guess I get to sum it up. You hear what everybody stands for. You hear what Chris Schrader's done a lot of good things for this state, but he's done a few bad things too. I'm not going to say pass judgment on Kurt. I'm just going to say that the Congress, he didn't do it by himself. If we're going to stay a free nation, we better wake up to the fact that our laws govern us, and all those laws are being violated. This Constitution is being violated. The 4th Amendment, the 5th Amendment, the 2nd Amendment. We need to stand up, Oregon, and you need to get a hold of all the people that you can and tell them we need to change. The 3 things that I was opposed to that he did was bailing out the banks and not bailing out the people. Because I went into bankruptcy and foreclosure because of bank fraud. Okay? And my family's been under attack because of the state and its policies. And I want to point out that they're all unconstitutional. So if the Constitution is not being heard and it's not our foundation, and the only thing that really is important is the administrative laws, and I don't even believe that the 7th Amendment was ever ratified for the state of Oregon, authorizing that.
Half minute, Reverend.
I believe that we need to stick together and stand up for what's right. And that's the Constitution of the United States. And I will do that to my dying day. Thank you very much.
Just a point of order, I wasn't in Congress when the bank bailout was voted on.